I'm Deb Clausen, and I'm here with Jason Whitney from WiO Diet. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Good. Hey, Jason, can you tell us what your title is, or what you have to do with WiO Diet?
I'm the president of Your Weight is Over Your Last Diet, commonly called WiO Diet for short.
Okay, and how long have you been around?
We've been around for 5 years. 4 of those years we've been doing research, primarily. No commerce, no business. Making our formula, making sure our protocol and system was just right. And then the last year or so we wanted to test it. So we went out and set up with doctors, healthcare professionals, we call our beta sites. And we ran through a little over 1,000 people just to make sure that what we thought was going to work actually worked. And it
Smart.
really, really worked out much better than we even hoped. And so now we're ready to market and bring it out to all the people in the world.
So it can take off. Awesome. Yeah. Okay, there is a word in there in your title that diet. There are so many fad diets out there. What makes yours the best?
Wow, there's hundreds of diets, if not thousands, and some come and go in popularity. And we had debated on what to call our company name, because a lot of people associate the company with its name. And what we're actually doing in our protocol, how it sets us apart, is it's really not about weight loss at all. It's about overcoming metabolic syndrome and hyperinsulinemia. But we couldn't quite fit that on a billboard and our business cards, just the words are too long. And yeah, and people don't know what those words mean. And so it's designed to be your last diet that you'll ever on. And so we call it Your Last Diet. Your weight is over your last diet. And it's stuck. So people call it short, WiO diet.
Okay. So basically your program isn't a diet. It's more to get healthy?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a diet in the sense of losing weight. Our goal is not to help people lose weight. I know that sounds kind of weird. But if you look at the origin of what the word diet means, it really means whatever food you're consuming. I mean, so if you're eating potato chip as your main staple with, Diet Coke, that's your diet. Not healthy, but that's going to be your diet. We just want to educate and teach people that if you eat healthy foods, and the right kind of foods in the right ratio, that's the important thing, that will be your diet. And the other part is our goal is really overcoming that metabolic syndrome and hyperinsulinemia. And you can only do that effectively by the foods you eat, thus diet.
All right. So you're getting us healthy, and one of the side effects is losing weight?
Yeah, because of what we're focusing on, metabolic syndrome and hyperinsulinemia, and should I explain what that means?
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't know what that means, and if you went to your doctor and you had any 2 of the following issues that I'm going to mention, then he'd say, oh, you got metabolic syndrome. And so if you went in and you had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, overweight or obese, and had high glucose levels or diabetic, any 2 of those combinations, medically, you're defined as metabolic syndrome.
Hold on, cut. Okay, let's just start over with, so I think the first part was good, and then we can just start over with me saying a new video that's talking about metabolic syndrome and...
Okay.
Okay, Jason, what exactly is metabolic syndrome?
Metabolic syndrome is a medical term that defines certain conditions that the body has. So if you went to your doctor right now and they ran a checkup on you and you had high blood pressure, high cholesterol, high glucose levels or diabetic, and overweight, any 2 of those in any combination, that declare you as being a victim of metabolic syndrome.
I've never even heard of that.
Years ago it was identified as Syndrome X. And Syndrome X was the original term, and then they changed it to more accurately identify as metabolic syndrome. And it's not unusual. Most people don't know what it is. Doctors know what it is, but the public generally doesn't.
If you go to the doctor and you have two of those, will they tell you you have?
Sometimes, because most doctors, in our Western culture, we don't focus on preventative medicine. We're reactive. So you don't go to your doctor until after you have a sore throat, right? Mm-hmm. Not going to your doctor saying, hey, what do I do to keep me from having high blood pressure or getting sick? And so their follow-up, their treatment procedure is taking pills and medication, and our doctors are great. Well, we love doctors. That's where we have our clinics. So more and more doctors are communicating with the people what metabolic syndrome is, but they know what it is. If you ask them, oh yeah, I know what that is.
So your program is designed to prevent those things or correct them, either or?
Both, actually.
Okay. And you mentioned another word, something?
Hyperinsulinemia. Now, because our whole program is designed to be preventative, to stop it, so we go back to the origin of what's causing the problem, rather than how do we treat the symptom. That's where we found our success. That's how we're different than other programs. And what causes metabolic syndrome is called hyperinsulinemia. What causes high blood pressure, high glucose levels, or type 2 diabetes, what causes us to gain weight when we used to be able to lose weight really easy when we were younger, but now we can't, what's causing that is hyperinsulinemia.
Okay, got it. All right, that's the next video.
And the definition of hyperinsulinemia is simply meaning that your body is putting out too much insulin. And that's where we get to how we deal with the pancreas. If you were to really boil it down and put it on a billboard, what does WiO diet do? We treat the pancreas. You treat that.
Start over with that one. Okay. Well, I already said, okay, that's the next video. I'm not going to have that on there. Okay. So that's what WiO diet does.
Yes. Okay.
All right, here we go. All right, what exactly does WiO diet do?
Wow.
What
do we do? What we're really focusing on is what's causing the problem. What is it that's making your blood pressure go up? What is causing you to gain weight when all you have to do is look at food and you gain it?
Too much potato chips?
Yeah, well, that doesn't help, but you've talked with your friends, and you may even have experienced this, that the old tricks that you used to use don't work anymore, and they don't work as effective. The way that you used to keep your weight off, or you lose that holiday weight after the Christmas season, man, it's harder to get off year after year.
I thought that was just part of getting old.
That's a very common understanding, but medically, there's no connection. There's no medical reason as to why we have that issue just because we're older. It's because of something else.
And what is that? What causes that?
Aliens.
Really?
Yeah, outer space.
They come and inject you with stuff
fat and stuff like that. No, really, what it is it's called hyperinsulinemia, and simply what that means is hyper, just too much, a lot of insulin.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So when we have for years put our body in a state where our pancreas is putting out too much insulin, it causes a litany of issues that now we have to deal with, and those things are like overweight and blood pressure and cholesterol and diabetes and sore joints and gout and digestive problems and skin problems and
just from what you eat?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, if you think about it, the length of time that man has been around, if you just go, let's just say, modern man, the last few thousand years, well, just a matter of minutes have been, we can account for with modern medicine, with medication. So our bodies were not designed originally to have to solve our problems with medication. And so what is it that we live off of? What is it that gives us strength, and what is it that we overcome our weaknesses with? It's our world of pharmacopoeia. It's food. It's what we eat. If you've noticed, down at the nursery when you buy those trees and vegetables and things like that, they don't actually have prescription drugs growing on those trees.
They don't?
Yeah, no.
I was looking for one of those when I was looking for my money tree. Didn't find that either.
Yeah, no, they're sold out.
Okay. So what you need to do, or what you've told me before, is that you reprogram the pancreas?
Yeah, I mean, commonly we'll call it as rebooting or resetting. Programming is a good way of putting it. Your pancreas. It's to get it back to the state that it was when you were healthy, when you were able to manage all those issues.
Okay.
And our pancreas has the ability to do that. It's one unique thing about our pancreas is that it's an organ and a gland at the same time. We can't say that about all of our organs. It has a regenerative ability and quality to it. So if it's put in the right state,
So if you chopped it in half, it would grow back?
it wouldn't grow back. We wouldn't regenerate into a full-size pancreas. The liver will do that, but it does have the ability to correct itself when it's dysfunctional, and that's essentially what we're doing.
And that's step one. That's what you.
Yeah, that's what we do. Many studies have been done that show that to reset, reboot, correct a pancreas that's causing all these problems only takes about 12 weeks. Very short period of time.
Wow.
And then a couple of weeks just to ease the pancreas back into a normal, healthy diet. But 12 weeks to be able to fix high blood pressure or cholesterol is amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to? Should we watch it and see what we need to change
Sure.
before we do any more?
Yeah, that's awesome idea.